I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Aries, here to do another reading for y'all, for us, because we all got Aries in our chart somewhere, right? So, with that being said, let's get these cards read. Bars are nice. We know that already. 3 card draw ain't gonna hold you long, AL. But I'm not. What we got out here is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, followed by the King of Cups in reverse, followed by the Empress. And believe me, I did not bamboozle you. These are the cards that are supposed to be out here. What I've generated from this reading is that right now you're in a sticky situation. AO, it's crazy. But it is. It's kind of like a catch-22 almost, because here you have the opportunity of teaching by way of enterprise. So some of y'all may actually be philosophers or be actual teachers in the education system in some type of way, or you might just be teaching a trade. Not saying just to limit it, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean a necessary like Board of Education got state papers teacher is pretty much what I'm trying to say. But not only that, like I said, you could be teaching a craft. You could even be teaching an entertainment type of thing that you do as well. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all have talent, singing, dancing, what have you, that you also have the opportunity to put on display. The thing here with that is a lot of the times when you're in teaching positions, you have to, in enterprising positions where you are promoting talent or expressing talent, people are expected to connect with you in some type of way, or you're expected to make a connection. How else can you teach, right? Sometimes, especially when you have the options these days to choose who your teacher is going to be, like with the internet, you can choose who your tarot card reader is, right? There's so many of us now that you can actually say, oh, I like that one, I like that. Some of us choose multiple, you know what I'm saying? But you have that option, you have that type of access. So with that being said, that goes to show how much people need to feel some type of connection to you in order to watch you, or in order to value in that type of way. So what I'm seeing here is that you're more in a cautious type of energy right now, Aries, to where you're like, yo, listen, I understand that that's what it takes for people to connect, but that's not all of the time, and you're trying to figure out a way that you can utilize the not all of the time part. Like, what is the exception to the rule? How can you present yourself in a way that is kind of detached and aloof? I'm just keeping it a being. Can you like put your pre-recorded teachings online and say, okay, pay this, and then you can download it without having to have straight access to me in real time, like live or one-on-one consultancy? Can I just do it in a more detached type of way? And what I see here is you're doing that to protect your aura. You're doing that to protect your heart. It's something that you've either learned or something that you observed in other people that have went through trials and tribulations in the business. In the business world, this is definitely a business reading, to where you're like questioning the whole, well, how close do we need to be? How connected do we need to be? What happens if I let you into my heart and let you around me, take you places that I go? We go places with each other. We explore certain things. What happens with the heartstrings as that occurs, right? Sometimes you can't help but be attracted to the people that you spend the most time around, you know, if there's chemistry there. And if there's chemistry there, what do you do? Do you ignore it? Do you deny it? But I think what you've discovered along your recent travels at that is that you run the risk of falling into the trap of what happens when you do accumulate abundance and you do accumulate success, because I do see success here, but you're worried about the success. You're worried about how people will handle you and how people will start treating you with the success, should it be known, because I feel like you've reached some type of success right now that is kind of like under the radar, and you already are wondering, well, what if they knew if I reached this point already? How would they treat me then? How would my inbox look then? How many phone calls would I get then? You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that you're worrisome warped or not to worry. There's actually intelligence in what it is that you're doing, because you've realized that as you teach or as you present this enterprise, you have a charismatic way about doing it that is going to attract no matter what. So you have to prepare yourself for these situations, because what I'm seeing here is that, like I said, the attraction is going to be inevitable, and that's why the Empress card is out here. It's the expected outcome of new things to come. I'm about to say bars, but pause. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, grace, Like I said, abundance. You're going to accumulate abundance. You're going to be looking real good, beautiful, and scrumptious when doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So you know what comes with that. So what is also being shown here is that should you mistreat the counterparts that you come into contact with when you have that type of abundance and that type of grace, you can risk forking it over if you mishandle them, if you misuse them, right? So what you're doing beforehand is you're looking at it like, okay, well, let me turn the tables. What happens if they mishandle me? What happens if they misuse me? They run the risk of being in contact with me, of having a harmonious relationship with me, of experiencing love with me. So they have more to lose than I do. That's what you're setting yourself up for. And I think it's pretty fucking brilliant if you ask me. You understand? Because especially when things are entered into your life or presented into your life or almost like given to you, they fall in your lap based upon your success, and they look so beautiful. They look like everything you wish for, dream for, and more. And then when you obtain them, they potentially become the worst thing that you could have ever happened. I'm hearing the song Wish I Never Met Her at All, Carl Thomas, right? I'm hearing that like, yo, what was the whole fucking point, bitch? Like, I'm just keeping it a bean, you know what I'm saying? Vice versa, you make the gender fit the way it's supposed to fit, ladies, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's not what you signed up for. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be taking luxurious trips and doing all this fancy type stuff if you're just going to, like, hand me over to the dogs afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they don't need an excuse. They don't need a reason. You know, it could be just self-interest. And when we try to harmonize with other people, and connect with other people, like some people, they just put on charismatic auras so that they can foster a relationship with you because they have self-interest. And when the time comes, they're going to go all out they're going to cash that check. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to submit that coin. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to make their move. And the whole time, you ain't think it was a plot because they connected with you based upon your enterprise or what you provide. And you're like, yo, knew this person for that long. They knew me for this long. This is how they doing me? You don't want to set yourself up for that booby trap. I'll give you an example. I just went to I'm going to speak about this in my membership too, but I just went to a bar not too long ago. It's called the Booby Trap. It's called the Booby Trap. And y'all know I'm always talking about titties and shit, right? So, but I learned a very valuable lesson while at that establishment, not only from the symbology, but also by paying attention to detail of everything that was going on in there and things that are relative to what I'm saying in this reading. Is the lemon juice worth the squeeze? I don't know why it had to be lemon juice. I don't know, maybe that's the size of the titties of lemons, but you know, if it's a mouthful, it's all good, baby. I ain't discriminating. Until next time, I'm out of here.